Several roads to be closed for KUCHING'S ART test run. Meanwhile, Sarawak takes cues from Sweden's Ombudsman institution. And in world news, 7 children and their teacher are trapped in a cable car after line snaps over RAVINE in Pakistan. These are the headlines for tonight. Good evening. You're now with me, Radzi Ahmad, and this is TVS Nightline. Seven students and 1 teacher are trapped in a cable car dangling high above a ravine in Pakistan on Tuesday after a line snapped, with authorities racing against fading light in an extremely dangerous rescue operation hampered by high winds. Officials said these students have been stuck in the cable car since 7 a.m. local time when they were traveling to school in the remote mountainous area in Battagram, about 200 kilometers north of Islamabad.
Rescue official Sharik Riaz Khattak told the reporters that the cable car became stranded halfway across a ravine about 274 meters above ground and was dangling by a single cable after the other snapped. Pakistan's National Disaster Management Authority said in a statement that 2 army helicopters had been dispatched for a rescue operation after attempts at fixing the fault had been unsuccessful. Sharik added the rescue mission is complicated due to gusty winds in the area and the fact that the helicopter's rotor blades risk further destabilizing the lift. The military helicopters are both hovering near the stranded cable car, and so far 2 attempts at rescue have been aborted. A third will be launched shortly, he said, adding that a cable 30 feet above the cable car is impeding the operation. Commandos hanging from a helicopter had managed to get close to the car and delivered food and medicine, but were unable to rescue those on board. Muzaffar Khan, a district administration official in Battagram, said there were 7 students and 1 teacher aboard.
There will be a temporary road closure and diversion at the KUCHING'S area to make way for the prototype autonomous rapid transit ART engineering run starting August 23rd until October 31st. Sarawak Metro Sindiran Berhad, in a notice posted on Facebook, said road users are advised to be mindful when driving within the isthmus area and to obey all traffic management instructions or temporary signages throughout the period to ensure their safety.
On Monday, August 21st, Transport Minister Dr. Sri Lee Kim Shin said steps will be taken to close certain sections of the road in the area to prepare for the trial run. The prototype, developed by China's CRRC Zhujiao Institute Company Limited, was fully assembled over the past 2 weeks following its arrival at Senari Terminal on August 5th from Shanghai Port. The smart tram will undergo an engineering run from September 4th until October 31st on a loop on Jalan Kering, passing Menara LCDA, Menara SEDC, Menara Sarawak Energy and the Borneo Convention Centre. The public can contact Tali Hikmat or the CSC Tali Hikmat mobile app for updates or further details on the traffic flow.
The Sarawak government is on the right path in emulating the exemplary practices of Sweden's Ombudsman institution. The Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, stated that this effort is crucial towards establishing an ombudsman in Sarawak that is effective, transparent, and practices integrity-based governance.
Abang Johari believes that the Ombudsman institution in Sweden, which is one of the world's oldest and most respected ombudsman bodies, serves as the finest reference for the state. Thus, he is confident that modeling the ombudsman system after Sweden is a prudent move. In this regard, Abang Johari emphasized that the Sarawak government will make the necessary adaptations and adjustments to meet the needs of the local system, culture, and practices. He highlighted that this aligns with Sarawak's aspiration to become an advanced and high-income state by 2030. On Monday, Abang Johari led a delegation from the Sarawak government for a visit to the Chief Ombudsman of the Swedish Parliament, Erik Niemesen, and the Senior Legal Advisor and Director of International Coordination at the Swedish Parliament, Charlotte de Geer Falman, at the office of the Swedish Parliamentary Ombudsman. Accompanying Abang Johari were the Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan, the Ambassador of Malaysia to Sweden, Hafizah Abdullah, the Secretary of the Sarawak Government, Dato' Amar Muhammad Abu Bakar Marzuki, the Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department for Integrity and Ombudsman, Dato' Juanda Jaya, and the Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department for Law, MA63 and State Federal Relations, Dato' Sharifah Hasidah Said Aman Ghazali.
Small and medium SME business owners in Sarawak would need to step up and take advantage of available technology to develop their businesses. Advisor to the Ministry of International Trade, Industry and Investment Sarawak, Mintred, Dato' Muhammad Naruddin Majais, said the use of technology in businesses could leave a different impact compared to traditional methods, as nowadays all the knowledge of the world is at the tip of the fingers.
Jangan takut untuk melaksanakan dengan cara baru. Mungkin dulu kita pakai cara lama aja. Saya lagi kecil bagi nak kerja saya berjajak puas mangga, berjajak pau di pola lemak saya, berjajak kuih-kuih di kampung, kat dalam mata pala. Kat dalam tapala berjajak kuih-kuih. Ia cara lama. Dan lepasnya orang bola promosi ikut newspaper, kah pamphlet, rumah-rumah dan sebagainya. Tapi kini itu kita mempromosikan barang dijual kita berikut cara baru. Kita pakai internet dan teknologi yang ada dalam tangan kita. Tapi yang penting itu tadi, kita gunakan teknologi handphone yang ada dalam tangan kita ya untuk membantu diri kita pun. Kita gunakannya untuk cari maklumat. Cari maklumat apa ramuan tu, bagaimana kita nak ikut khusus untuk sijil halal, bagaimana kita nak mendapat sijil HCCP dan lebih tinggi lagi pada halal, bagaimana kita nak cari pasarannya, jadi bagaimana orang nak menempah produk kita secara online dan sebagainya.
Said this when officiating the Jum Register Business Program organized by Mintred and the Sarawak Economic Development Corporation in Betong on Tuesday. For the record, the Jum Register Business Program was attended by 200 small and medium business owners around Betong.
Sarawak Energy Berhad SEB recently unveiled their plan to adopt vehicles running on renewable energy in line with the Sarawak government's initiative towards green mobility in the effort to tackle climate change. TVS talked to a Penambang boat operator and a motorcycle seller, and here's what they have to say about it.
Motor Company Operations Manager Calvin Ho applauded the initiative, which could be seen as an alternative method to reduce carbon footprint.
So, kalau ada skuter EV atau elektrik atau motorcycle elektrik atau barangan elektrik, kereta elektrik, memang best lah, memang best. Memang sesuai untuk mengurangkan pencemaran untuk generasi yang seterusnya lah. Kalau boleh, kalau sudah ada produk-produk yang elektronik yang macam ini, perlulah tambahlah beberapa macam tambah lagi infra, tambah lagi partsnya senang cari, especially sebab barang-barang ini pun kegunaan harian. Pun kita perlu cari dia punya komponen-komponen dengan parts lah. Lepas tu mesti more user friendly. Itu yang paling penting, user friendly. Sebab kita pakai secara harian, so kita mesti more suits dengan kita punya needs lah, supaya memang sesuai untuk dipakai dan tidak banyak ada apa-apa masalah.
However, he hopes the initiative is not squandered and is implemented throughout a long-term period to benefit not only suppliers but also end users. Meanwhile, Penambang boat operator Muhammad Shanizan has a different view. He pointed out that cost will be the main obstacle to replacing the widespread use of internal combustion engines.
Ya, okey, tapi asalkan harga je berpatutan je lah. Macam mudah harga mahal gila sih, memang mampu. Setakat mbak tambang tu. Mau kerajaan sponsor dengan orang boleh.
Previously, senior manager of SEB's CEO office, Abang Houdini, when interviewed in a talk show Dialogue TVS, recently said that the proposal to turn Penambang boats and motorcycles into electric vehicles is a part of an effort to encourage Sarawakians to use electric vehicles without fear of running out of juice during long-haul trips.
After serving the city of Kuching since 2019, Dato' Junaidi Redwan is set to conclude his role as mayor on August 31st. Junaidi expressed his hopes for the future mayor to usher in a new era of growth for the commission of the Kuching North City Hall, DBKU, and to elevate it to unprecedented heights.
Will bring DBKU to a greater height. The government of the day, when they choose Dato' Manda, I don't think they just simply choose. They are looking at all sorts of criteria, all sorts of angles. And that's why I do strongly believe that the new Dato' Manda will bring DBK to a greater height.
He said this to reporters after the gathering ceremony with the DBKU mayor at the Kuching North City Hall on Tuesday. Simultaneously, Junaidi voiced his confidence in the new upcoming mayor's future leadership. When asked who will succeed him as the mayor of DBKU, he deferred the matter to the minister in charge for its announcement.
I don't know. As I said, the pengarah and people, for me, as I said, I would say this way, let the right person do the right arrangement. So that type of question probably you pose it to our minister, Dr. Abdul Rahman, or the premier himself.
Dato' Junaidi Redwan was appointed as the 7th mayor of the Northern Kuching on September 1st, 2019. He succeeded Dato' Abang Abdul Wahab Abang Julai, who concluded his 6th term as the mayor of the Northern Kuching on August 31st, 2019. Meanwhile, DBKU Director Muhammad Khaidir Abang described Dato' Junaidi Redwan, affectionately known as Dato' JR, as a leader who is always cheerful. As such, he said the people around him will cherish the memories of working with the outgoing mayor.
Yes, bukannya asing bagi kami orang. So he is quite well-versed Dato' Banda in terms of financial regulation whatsoever. So dia kira jadi pakar rujuk kami orang lah on this matter. He's a very nice person to work with. He is a very joyful Banda. He likes to joke around. Dia semua dia was stress lah. Ada when come to work serious, dia memang serious lah. But the best part about this guy, he's a very joyful bunda tu Banda. Dia si dia pandai ambil hati orang lah. Pegang-pegang. So in terms of work, whatever his instruction is, kita execute apa-apa yang dimau olehnya.
We'll be taking a short break. Coming up next, the cockpit voice recorder of crash plane near Elmina sent to Florida for analysis. And in world news, exiled former Prime Minister Thaksin returns to Thailand. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. The cockpit voice recorder CVR of the aircraft that crashed near Bandar Elmina in Shah Alam last Thursday will be sent to a laboratory in Florida for analysis. Transport Minister Anthony Loke said the lab in Singapore could not extract the information they needed from the CVR as it was heavily damaged.
Pada awal pagi tadi saya mendapat laporan daripada Ketua Biro bahawa makmal di Singapura juga tidak dapat mengeluarkan voice recorder tersebut. Okay. Jadi ada beberapa isu teknikal, ada kekangan yang tidak membenarkan ataupun tidak dapat mengeluarkan rakaman tersebut ataupun retrieve lah, bukan mengeluarkan, retrieve voice data tersebut. Jadi Ketua Biro akan balik ke Kuala Lumpur petang ini dan beliau akan memberikan penjelasan kepada saya, dan tindakan susulan ialah kita mungkin perlu hantar memory card tersebut ke Florida untuk dianalisa.
He said this during a press conference after officiating the 2023 Aviation Safety Seminar earlier today. Lok said he hoped to get a preliminary report within 1 month of them receiving the CVR and noted that a detailed analysis will take months. Previously, the CVR was sent to Singapore to assist in recovering the final 30 minutes of the voice recording data after the Malaysian Air Accident Investigation Bureau, or AAIB, had faced difficulties in retrieving data from the charged CVR, whose memory puck was still intact. Lok said a report on the preliminary investigation into the crash, prepared by AAIB with the help of the United States National Transportation Safety Board, would be released within a month. The Beechcraft 390 Premier 1 aircraft, flying from Langkawi to Subang, crashed onto the Guthrie Highway at about 2:50 p.m. on August 17, killing all 8 people on board, including Pahang State Executive Councillor Dato Sri Johari Harun. An e-hailing driver and a P-hailing rider on the highway were also killed.
Meanwhile, the police have classified the deaths of the 10 victims in the plane crash as a sudden death report (SDR) for now. Selangor Police Chief Dato Hussein Omar Khan said the investigation was still ongoing and that with the current available info, the police saw the crash as only an accident.
He said this in a press conference to announce the Selangor PDRM Merdeka Ride Carnival at the Selangor Police Contingent Headquarters earlier today. He advised the public against making any speculation on the incident. Should there be any information, the public are advised to pass it on to the police for further action.
In other news, Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim is calling upon Malaysians to fly the Jalur Gemilang in conjunction with the National Month celebration in a display of love and loyalty to the country, as well as to embrace the spirit of Merdeka.
Saya syorkan mulai sekarang sehingga 31 Ogos, Hari Kemerdekaan Negara, dan seterusnya Hari Malaysia 16 September. Kita kibarkan jalur gemilang dengan megah di setiap kenderaan, di setiap jabatan, di rumah, di mana sahaja, untuk menunjukkan bahawa Malaysia sekarang bangkit sebagai negara yang bersatu padu, yang punya cita-cita dan yang punya idealisme untuk menghayati semangat kemerdekaan itu. Mulai hari ini sehingga 31 Ogos, Hari Kemerdekaan.
Anwar said this in a special video message for the National Day 2023 celebration. He also urged the public to celebrate National Month and show that they are a generation that understands the struggles of previous generations in attaining the nation's independence. Malaysia Madani, Dekat Perpaduan Penuhi Harapan, is the chosen theme for this year's National Day and Malaysia Day celebrations. The National Day celebration will be held on August 31st at Dataran Putrajaya, while the Malaysia Day celebration on September 16th is slated to be held in Kuching, Sarawak.
The My Jalan application serves as a one-stop center for the public to report road issues. Works Minister Dato Sri Alexander Nantalinggi said the campaign is scheduled to be launched by Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim this Thursday.
He told a press conference after officiating at the Board of Engineers Malaysia BEM Convention 2023 at Menara Matrade on Tuesday. The My Jalan app accepts all types of complaints, including those pertaining to roads not maintained by the Public Works Ministry. Earlier, Nanta witnessed the signing ceremony of Memorandums of Understanding MOU between BEM and several universities to enable engineering graduates to register with the board upon completion of their studies. The universities involved comprise University Technology Mara, University Malaya, Heriot-Watt University Malaysia, Infrastructure University Kuala Lumpur, Multimedia University, University Tenaga Nasional and International Islamic University, Malaysia. Meanwhile, engineering graduates will be assisted by their respective universities in the registration process with BEM, and the board has registered approximately 14,000 graduates annually for the last 5 years. As part of its corporate social responsibility efforts, BEM will donate 10,000 ringgit per university for 5 years to those that sign an MOU with the board. The donation will be awarded to outstanding engineering graduates at their convocation ceremony under the BEM President Award.
The government will increase its grant allocation for the ITECAT Social Finance Program by 6 million ringgit to assist micro, small and medium enterprises, especially the B40 group. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said this will bring the overall ITECAT allocation for this year to 10 million ringgit, up from the 4 million allocated in Budget 2023, noting that the government is committed to eradicating national poverty and bridging the gap between the rich and the poor.
Saya rasa untuk mengulangi apa yang saya sebut tadi, ia lebih cekap, lebih telus dan lebih menunjukkan kesan. Dan mungkin kalau ini berhasil, kita boleh ambil contoh ini tu si Mazlan ada, untuk diperkenalkan, ditunjukkan kepada agensi-agensi kerajaan yang lain termasuk Bumi Putra, bagaimana urus dengan kos yang minima, dengan lebih berkesan, dengan results yang lebih baik. Jadi bank-bank yang belum menyertai dalam masa singkat, saya percaya boleh through moral suasion menyertai dan jadikan ini sebagai suatu tunggak kejayaan Bank Malaysia. Terima kasih.
ITECAT is a patron program created by Bank Negara Malaysia (PNM) with the aim of helping low-income micro-entrepreneurs strengthen their financial management and business intelligence towards generating continuous income. To date, there are only 11 banks participating in the ITECAT program, and thus Anwar called on more banking institutions in Malaysia to join the initiative in the near future. He said that the involvement of banks is vital as the government would be more confident in terms of the program's efficiency, frequency and impact with the central bank and other banks managed to such an initiative.
The Madani Economy Policy Plan requires determination and implementation to free Malaysia from the middle income trap and rise towards a high-income nation. Bank Negara Malaysia BNM Governor Dato' Abdul Rashid Abdul Ghaffur said the Malaysian economy is at a crossroads and the current economic and financial policies will determine the direction and trajectory of the country's development in the future.
He said the gap between the rich and the poor now is widening and needs to be addressed prudently. Abdul Rashid said the central bank aims to develop a progressive, robust, transparent and responsible financial sector and be able to contribute to more fair, equal, meaningful and inclusive progress for the people. On the ITECAT program, he said it was developed by highlighting social finance as an important component of the financial ecosystem in Malaysia to catalyze a more balanced socioeconomic development. He added that social finance emphasizes creating a positive social impact apart from financial returns. The governor explained that ITECAT has mobilized more than 40 million ringgit in social finance funds so far and has provided significant benefits to its participants.
Former Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra returned to Thailand on Tuesday, August 22nd, after nearly 17 years of exile, in an historic homecoming that coincides with a bid by his political allies to form a new government with some of its biggest rivals.
Thaksin, arguably Thailand's most famous politician and the fugitive figurehead of the populist movement Pheu Thai, was seen landing at Bangkok Don Muang International Airport and greeting supporters. Thaksin fled abroad in 2008 to avoid a jail sentence for abuse of power 2 years after the military toppled him, alleging corruption and disloyalty to the monarchy, which he has vehemently refuted. According to police, he will be arrested upon his return to Bangkok and taken directly to the Supreme Court for a hearing, then transferred to a prison.
Japan will start releasing more than 1 million metric tons of treated radioactive water from the wrecked Fukushima nuclear power plant starting this Thursday, August 24th, its Prime Minister Fumio Kishida announced earlier today, putting into motion a plan that has drawn strong criticism from China and local fishing groups.
Speaking after a cabinet meeting, Kishida said he had asked Tokyo Electric Power Company, the operator of the plant, to swiftly prepare to begin for the water release on August 24th, weather and ocean conditions permitting.
閣僚会議において、現時点で準備できる万全の安全確保、風評対策、成り合い継続支援策を講じることを確認し、東京電力に対しては原子力規制委員会の認可を受けた計画に基づき、速やかに海洋放出開始に向けた準備を進めるよう求め、具体的な放出時期については、気象・海象条件に支障がなければ、8月24日を
He said his government had confirmed it was ready to take measures to ensure safety and to provide support to businesses impacted by reputational damage stemming from the water release. The water has mostly been used to cool nuclear reactors damaged in 2011 when tsunami waves crashed into the plant on the coast north of Tokyo after an earthquake. It has been treated to remove most radioactive elements except for tritium, an isotope of hydrogen that must be diluted because it is difficult to filter.
High temperatures lingered in Rome and Milan on Monday, with tourists and residents trying to cool off as a new heat wave, Nero, hit the peninsula. According to the local weather forecasting website, heatwave Nero, named after the Roman emperor accused of starting the Great Fire of Rome, will bring up temperatures up to 38 degrees Celsius for at least 5 consecutive days in many Italian regions with high humidity levels.
Really hard for me, and that's why I'm putting my sunscreen. In Germany, it's not so hot, and it's rainy and it's stormy, and here it's really hard for me because I'm not used to this weather, and I have sun allergies. That's why I have to put always my sunscreen 50 plus. Really high.
I think it's okay at the moment, but considering it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm a bit concerned about what it will be like later in the day, and it's very humid today as well.
Forecasters say the sweltering conditions should ease at the end of the week, when temperatures are expected to drop with the arrival of thunderstorms with strong wind gusts. Italy has been the forefront of extreme weather events since a heat wave hit southern Europe last month, with scorching temperatures leading to increased risks of fires and deaths.
And that's it for TVS Nightline. I am Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching.